Using the library to find sources for your assignments is going to be different than when you're used to using the internet search engines to find sources in your personal life. So we're going to talk about keywords, what they are, and how you might use them to navigate through the library and find your sources. Anytime we're doing a search, the first thing it starts with is the question that we're trying to answer during our search. So say my research question is, how has the reintroduction of wolves affected Yellowstone National Park? So this is my research question. If we go out to Google, then we can't just put in a simple search and say wolves in parks. So if we do that, what we get are parks that are near us that might be called wolf or have wolves in the parks, and this isn't particularly helpful. If we go to wolves in Yellowstone, then we're getting a lot closer. For instance, the second option actually is the reintroduction, but you can tell we have a lot of other stuff that maybe isn't necessarily going to be helpful to us. So what these search engines have done is taught us to put that entire sentence into our search engine. That way we get exactly what we need, and we can tell that all of these articles are now going to be about the reintroduction of wolves into Yellowstone. If we wanted to use the library to make the same search and we just copy and paste this from what we had in our search engine, you can see that we have no results found. And that's because just the differences in how a library database searches and how the internet search engine search. So how are we going to take what we've learned through the internet and use it to find sources in our library databases? What we have to do is do something called keywords. So basically we're taking this big sentence that we've got and we're making it smaller so that we can only put one or two words into our database, but we can still get the same kinds of results. So imagine you've created this project for your school assignment, but you find out that it's really cool and you want to share it with a bunch of your friends on social media. You wouldn't take this whole sentence and put a hashtag there and then just put the whole thing in, right? Because that's just way too much for social media, and that's not how we're used to finding things there. What you would do is you would look for the most important parts of this and use those as hashtags. So for instance, we've got wolves and Yellowstone. So those are basically our two most important thoughts. But we wouldn't just put wolves and Yellowstone as hashtags, because while that might get us a lot of viewers, it wouldn't necessarily get us all the viewers. So we might also do wolf. We might also do gray wolf. For Yellowstone, we might do YP for Yellowstone Park. We might be National Park if we just want to see wolves everywhere. For reintroduction, we might say release. So now we have all of these words that we can put into our library database, but they're only one or two words at a time. So back in our library database, let's just start with our first word. Let's start with wolves. And this, of course, is going to do the same thing that it did in other places where it's just too much information. So let's go to our advanced search, and you can see it gives us all of these other boxes. So let's take the second word that we had and slap it in that other box. And as we scroll down, we will see that the articles that we have are all talking about wolves, and they're talking about Yellowstone Park. So that's a good way, and you can see up here at the top, we still have the place where we can put both of our boxes in. And what we can do is we can go back to our list of words. So we've tried wolves and we've tried Yellowstone, but we have all of these other words that we can try. So what if we change out wolves and put in National Park? And we do our search. We still get some wolves in National Park, or in Yellowstone in particular, but for instance, now we've got one in Isle Royale, and we've got some in Denali, and so that might be a different way to get the information we're looking for. What if we do reintroduction and do search? Then we're going to get a lot of different kinds of things. We're not only talking about wolves in national parks now, we're talking about wolves in different places they've been reintroduced. So by trying our keywords in lots of different variations, we're going to get lots of different articles, and some of them are going to be really useful to us. Some of them may not be as useful, but that's why we sat and we made this long list of keywords at the very beginning. So using all of these different keywords put together in different ways in our database is going to help us find all of the articles that we need to put together our assignment. Still working on your assignment? Or you want to learn more about how to use your QV library? For more helpful tutorials and information, check out our library website, chat with a librarian, email us, call us, or text us. We're always happy to help, and we're here to help you succeed.